jump the hell off. And what the hell does that mean? How the hell do I get off this thing? I've got to feed the beast system. I want to live. I want, that drive to survive is powerful. So, so we got people dying out in the cold. There's your fire under your behind. Get to that job. Go drive through an hour or two of traffic to get to your job. It has to be this way. There's no solutions. Just comply, conform. Yeah, it's going to get harder and harder and harder and cutthroat. Maybe you just put a bullet through your brain. I don't know. Go die under the bridge with the vagabonds out there. God, the days are evil, my friends. I'm telling you, Jesus predicted, just like in the days of Noah. So it is like at the final days, the end of the age, before he returns and all that. So there's a piece in the local news that that some of these survivors that weren't insured or something, they had no financial recourse. They couldn't rebuild. So they're being offered manufactured homes for free, and I love it, just so they can afford to pay the taxes or something. So I'm really happy to see that. Free is good. That's the best. This clown, Jamie Dimon, that heads up, what is it, Citibank or something? I forget Chase, Manhattan. But you know what? This guy's barely worth talking about. And he's doing something in Detroit, trying to look like he's such a saint. And, I care. They got the lowest real estate costs in the country. $50 or something, you can buy a house. And he's doing something in Detroit. Come on, do something in California, Jamie Dimon. You want to see where the rubber meets the road? Come here and lower the cost of housing for people. Come here and start introducing low-income, affordable housing to people. Okay, yeah, you think you're somebody, don't you, man? I mean, all these people think they're so damn smart. Yeah, what if we gave, Jamie Dimon an IQ test with Tesla? What would happen? Yeah, I already pointed out California is leading the way. We're the pioneers. We're the we're the guinea pig state for this formidable, frothing financial tyranny. And this is tyranny. I mean, that's how you spell it, man. It's financial tyranny. I love the Kaiser report on RT, and I recommend everybody watch it. But he and his guests, I think that they inadvertently. I don't think Max is diabolical at all. But I do think inadvertently, because these guys are trained in economics and stuff more so than I, and the Wall Street economics and all the minutia thereof. And so they inadvertently, I think they end up speaking in code about this inflation. They really need to talk like they're talking to kindergartners. Okay, when inflation, deflation, because I attribute inflation, I'm talking about the cost of living, the essential, the basic human needs, the market basket of goods, the stuff we can't get away from. That's always bad to go up. So if they're saying that money printing and all this is causing deflation, you got to clear that up, because it's caused nothing but inflation. If you make certain select groups well-heeled in society, and so when the cost of living goes up, they don't care. In fact, they realize that they're benefiting from it. It's taking from the poor to put in their pockets. So inflation, cost of living inflation, is always a bad thing. That's currency debasement, currency deworthment, currency devaluement, currency dilution. Okay, that's what it is. It's two peas in a pod, just like a scale. Your currency is debased because your cost of living went up. As a result, your currency is worth less. If your rent or your mortgage goes up, that means your housing dollars are worth less. That's always a bad thing in my mind. That's anti-capitalistic. That's anti-progress. That's anti-supply and demand. So just be clear, Maxwell. I love you, and Stacy, and you're the best just for being an honest human being. I love you, brother, and I want the best for you, man, and Stacy, and I know you guys seem to be having a good life, enjoying your life, and that's a good compliment to God in and of itself. Just being nice human beings, enjoying your life, teaching and preaching the right stuff. You want people free. You're egalitarians likely, and that's the beautiful thing in my book. It doesn't take much to for me to be your friend. If you're just a nice human being and you're on everybody's side, you're good Americans. That's it, man. It's want the goodwill toward men kind of thing is where I'm coming from. And when I see other people that like that are like that, I'm for them. This lady I'm in love with, Lauren. She's so damn cute and sweet that I was thinking, there needs to be a law. Like, it ought to be against the law for a woman that pretty, that cute, and that sweet to be single. Because I know I went completely crazy, man. I was like over the top, nuts, over the moon, over this girl. And I mean, to a large degree, I still am, but, it's just I have to stop gushing about her because I know it bores any audience, minuscule audience I have, and but my values are right. I know that that's the one thing in my life I miss more than anything was having a beloved. Man, it was just such a beautiful, massive addition to my life. It was like I'm half a man now, and I had a woman, a beloved. I was married, my wife, my better half, my sweetie, and I was whole, and I loved it so damn much. I just can't. And I when I saw her and I realized, man, that I could really give myself to this woman. I could really see myself with this woman. Then I just went completely cuckoo when I thought that I got it in my head that she somehow knew me and she liked me and that she had a crush on me maybe and thought I was cute and hey, maybe she does. Maybe it'll still come to pass. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know the future. I'm not a seer. I never pretend to be. But all I know is I would love that more than anything else. And I'm not fickle. You can see, I can be a very devoted man. It's been so hard for me to let go of my first love. It's unreal. I mean, I'm a hopeless romantic, and but I know my values, and so that even if I make a fool out of myself, at least by example, I'm telling people I know my values. I know what I like. I know what I'm after, and above all else, I just think it's the greatest gift God could ever give a man. A man cannot be satisfied. He cannot be content. Okay, without his better half, a woman. That's what I believe. Women, on the other hand, it's a different dynamic. They're much more likely to be content. I don't know what that is. It goes back to the way God created us. Man from the dust of the earth, woman from the rib of the man. So God built in this need men have of a woman, that they're just not going to be self-satisfied. Ain't going to happen. They can beat their head against the wall, try and try and try, and they do, and I do, I have. But then you realize, hey, there's just no way out of this thing. I've got to be at least looking to fall in love, be in love, and to find my better half, and or I'm not going to be ever happy. Okay, my time ran out. I'm going to get on to some thoughts, probably one thought from this last week or two. Demanding truly and actually sound fiat currency is no more radical or unreasonable than demanding to keep our Second Amendment rights. Perpetually unsound money is incontrovertibly untenable. Even a child can see the end from the beginning. Wanton, pre-planned misery for the masses through the theft of their labors by stealing the wealth of the nation, which empirically belongs to we the people, that is, the productive class, the common man. So just as the threat of nullifying the Second Amendment is discarding a foundational precept regarding the spirit of freedom for all, which Americans embrace, so too is unsound money, a vex on our land and on the American way, the American spirit. It's normal to feel abnormal in a wholly insane environment, a hellish ecosystem we refer to as reality. My friends, nothing is as it would be if we allowed God to run our lives as individuals and collectively. And this is where our hope lies, okay, is that we're going to turn to God for the wherewithal, for the ability, for the tact to turn things around, okay? And we've got to care about other people, okay? If you say that you're a believer in God and you believer in Jesus, you're a Christian or whatever, you're just even an agnostic, okay? You've got to care about the least of men. This is one family, the family of man, one species.